breaks only as far as Scott Brown. Brown back out to Matthews. Shakhtar holding on for extra time now. Brown inside to Samaras. Samaras has got Ledley in the centre of midfield. Ledley can just play the ball out to the left hand side. He plays it to Stokes in the inside left channel. Anthony Stokes. Still Stokes, he's inside the box. It's still Stokes. Plays it back.
Yeah! Oh, James Morris is goal! It's a goal! Celtic! Unbelievable! An extra time! Oh, one of the Champions League group stages!
Absolutely fantastic! James Morris with the goal was just about to come off. Outstanding play for Anthony Stokes, driving in, making something happen, and then the awareness to be able to pull the ball back for James Morris, sitting there at the right place at the right time. 3-2 on aggregate. Thank you very much. Blow the whistle now, Rep.
Well, Neil Lennon sprinted the whole length of the touchline, and Celtic have about 2 minutes, I think 2.5 minutes to defend. They've got the goal. James Forrest. Well, he was on the verge of getting off there, Tom.
Certainly looks as though he's got a wee bit of energy there. I don't know if they'll take him off. I think probably Neil will probably take him off. Just to eat up into the time that's left. I don't know how long, as you see, maybe a couple of minutes left.
And Anthony Stokes is right on the touchline. Still Stokes. He created that goal.
Oh,
and it's
no.
a throw in to Shakhtar. Well, the game's not over yet. Shakhtar. The referee's still watching the play. It's a throw in. Well, he's given a free kick. He looks at his watch again. Surely when this ball flies forward, it must be time up.
Yes.
And there it is! Celtic are in the group stages of the Champions League again!
Yeah, beauty!
Miraculous! Unbelievable! Well, what can you say? James Forrest, what a hero!
Champions! Oh, here we come, Champions League. The music's playing in the background. We'll have some more special now. The crowd deserve this. For a fantastic performance by the lads today. Absolutely outstanding. And just here we go. Champions League again.
Armstrong flips it inside to Scott Brown. Brown takes a touch, knocks it through towards Roberts and flicks it behind him. He's in a sprint with Bierman. Bierman will have to watch. He goes down and surely a penalty. Well, it's got to be a penalty.
Well, he's having a look to see whether it's inside the box or outside the box.
Oh, surely it's inside the box. He's pointed to the spot. He's had the word from the fourth official, and it's a penalty kick. And Celtic, after 5 minutes, it was a crazy challenge, Jim.
It was.
Can Scott Sinclair give Celtic the lead after 6 minutes? He's had a fine season. Can he continue his great goal-scoring form? And he sends the keeper the wrong way, and Celtic are in the lead after just 6 minutes. And Scott Sinclair, he sends the keeper the wrong way. And maybe the inexperience of Bierman there, because surely when he saw he didn't get the ball first, he couldn't dive in.
No, when he's Tavernier having a word with the referee, I don't think there have any complaints at all about that. It was a stupid place for a challenge.
And again, Armstrong gets into the head. He's giving it to Griffiths. Griffiths is onside. He's into the box. It's a chance. Oh, it's in the back of the net. Lee Griffiths, a wonder strike. It's 2-0. Incredible.
Well, I was praying he wasn't going to pass it across goal because he was offside. Our other player was offside at that point if he'd passed it across goal. So he did the right thing and just had a winder at it from quite a distance out.
The only challenge there. And Simonovic. And the ball surging through, and it's Celtic over the halfway line. With Sinclair, there's 5 players forward. It's Sinclair, he's got Armstrong inside. Knocks it across towards McGregor, leaves it for Griffiths. Griffiths curls it. Oh, it's off the bar. Sinclair volleys it in. Oh, just wide of the left-hand post.
Yeah.
So close to goal number 3, and that really would have finished the game. Still Roberts. Evades the challenge, and it's McGregor. Drives forward. It's Celtic again. Griffiths is there. Roberts picks up the loose ball. Back to McGregor. Still McGregor takes a shot. It's in the back of the net.
Yeah, brilliant.
For the second time in a week, Callum McGregor has scored against Rangers. It's 3-0. It's game over.
Great run in midfield by Patrick Roberts to start it all off. Then the ball to McGregor. Didn't get his first shot in, but just took his time. Eventually, I think the ball went through the legs of a Rangers player, which obscured the goalkeeper's vision, but it went right into the corner anyway. Game over, as you quite rightly say, but actually don't stop there. Let's go for more goals. Well, how many times have you been here at Ibrox when Celtic have been 3-0 up?
Well, the last time we won the treble, Celtic got a couple of goals, and it was a day he destroyed.
That's what I mean. It's got to be a memorable day. You know, it doesn't happen every season.
25 minutes left on the clock here, and Celtic with a free kick, a chance for Lee Griffiths to deliver the ball into the box. He scored one this afternoon. Celtic have scored 3. Can they make it 4? Griffiths fires it powerfully into the 6-yard box. It's in the back of the net. Diedrich Boyata. Boom! It's 4-0.
Well, no more than they deserve, and you know, there's the contrast in football. You know, the Celtic players down at one corner flag, celebrating it mad, and the Rangers players walking up to the centre circle, under discussion with each other, pointing the finger in some cases at each other, who picked up, who should have picked up whom.
Kenny Miller drives forward, edge of the box, plays the 1-2, it's in the back of the net. Well, Celtic will be disappointed that they were carved open. Tierney was trying to find McGregor, but again Celtic picking up the ball. It's now with Lustig, it's past 2. Lustig, oh what a goal for Michael Lustig! It's just magnificent, unbelievable play from the Super Swede. It's 5-1.
Oh, look at the heads right through the Rangers team. Look, every single head down.
I remember going to Ibrox and knowing that if we won this game, that we won the league. And I remember watching the Scottish Cup draw beforehand as well, and I remember them all cheering that they got us in the Scottish Cup as well. So it was sitting in the back of our head at the time, and we were always talking about that in the change room. It was a huge thing, because what we done really well was we kept everything in-house. We never really spoke about Rangers too much. We always spoke about ourselves, and we had that understanding that we were a closer team than what they were. And I think on the day when we were walking out, and we've seen 8,000 Celtic fans, and it's an amazing scene, especially when you go away from home, to have that much travelling support. Even though it's just along the road, that still doesn't matter. It's 8,000 fans going away from home, which is incredible. And it's a shame now that nobody gets that, because that feeling of having those fans there was exceptional, and it's just a little bit devastated when you walk out and you see what's in the corner now. But the thing is, take nothing away from the lads. We still go there, we still win games, and for myself, and as I'm talking about that game, it was one of the great moments as well when we walked out, and we knew if we won that, we could win the league, and that was what was in the back of our mindset.
Referee raised play on. Celtic was certainly looking for that foul. Boyata is dispossessed, and it's Windass through on goal. Windass into the area, and he blasts into the back of the net. 2.5 minutes gone. A mistake from Celtic, and the home side have the lead.
So we started the game not too bad, and we're quite calm. James is on the ball out wide. He ends up coming back, playing it into Boyata. Boyata gets put under a little bit of pressure from, I think it's Windass at the time, and he gives the ball away. Last man is always a hard thing to give it away. Josh ends up running through and scores a goal. We are 1-0 down after thinking we needed a good start here, kill the fans at home and have our fans bouncing on top of them. And it was always hard to go 1-0 down anywhere, no matter going to Ibrox and going 1-0 down. But for us, it was about us having another 87.5 minutes to make sure we put things right. We knew that our understanding of the game, we believed in ourselves that we were a better team and a better squad than what they had. And over the context of the game, we did show that. And for us, it was a little bit disappointing to go 1-0 down, but you've also got to have that belief and that understanding of each other as well, that we can all go for 90-95 minutes as well, and that's one thing that we can do.
Instead, ops the plate to Forrest. Forrest edge of the box up against Declan John again. Goes towards the touchline. Still Forrest. Back to Christopher Ayer. Chance to deliver the ball into the box. Curls it into the area. It's punched away by Fotheringham. It's a chance for McGregor. He's challenged there in the box. Well, he just couldn't get ahead of his man. Brown does well. He's been held back. Rogic goes down. Surely a free kick. Well,
for me, after us going 1-0 down so early, I wanted to try and set the tone early doors. So if there was a ball there to be won, if there's a bit of strength that I can show as well, and or to go and smash somebody early doors to make sure that we've got our fans on us and we have to let them know that we're in a game as well. It's something that is obviously going out the game now. You're not allowed to really tackle that hard, but for me, we were able to back then tackle quite hard and show that if we won the ball, we could set the tone early doors for the game.
the ball floated again to Ayer. This time he heads it forward to Forrest to Rogic. Rogic dances past his man, takes a shot. Oh, what a goal from Tom Rogic! A big game goal from a big game player. It's one each.
What a finish that is, unbelievable. The big man started brilliantly well today. You know, he's picking up wee pockets. You know, and he turns there, his fantastic feet to beat the man, and I actually thought he was going to roll it out wide. He's whipped it in the corner, the top corner, the goalkeeper, absolutely no chance.
So for us going 1-0 down, to having that little bit of understanding now, we've calmed down a little bit. We end up going long, going from Bainey, going into long to Azure, who was playing right back at the time. He wins a flick on. Jamesy takes a great touch, plays inside to Tom, Tom does his own thing. And he's an absolute genius with a ball. He steps inside, and you know as soon as he goes on his left foot, anywhere between 20 and 25 yards, there's a great chance of him hitting the target. And for us, it was an incredible scene at the time, because I could see it behind going in all the way. So he's opened up, he's finished, he's put it top corner, to be fair, but at the same time, I don't know if everyone knows here, but he ends up breaking David Bates's ankle. I didn't know this at the time. I only found out when I played with Batesy up in Aberdeen. He says that goal broke my ankle and I was out for about 3 months. So that was a little bit devastating for Batesy, obviously, but it was a fantastic scene for ourselves. And it's, as I say, small details can change games, and Tom had that. He had that class, he had that quality in that final third, and that's why we all done his running for him, because he managed to pull out stuff like this.
Has to play it first time into the area, looking for Morelos. It's missed by everyone. It's a chance for Candeias, and he blasts it into the back of the net at the far post. Well, it wasn't even the most powerful of crosses. It somehow made its way over to the far side, and Candeias has scored.
After 26 minutes, they end up scoring. Candeias ends up scoring a deflected goal while we were on top at that time, which is never nice. But for us, as I say, it's those moments that turn the fans on us, and you can obviously hear the 40-odd thousand Rangers fans jumping on top of us, them all being hugely happy at this moment in time. And you hear the Celtic fans going a little bit quiet at the time, but as soon as that's done and dusted, our fans back on supporting us through thick and thin.
McGregor curls it into the area, looking for a Celtic head. It's knocked back out. Forrest challenged by Declan John. It spins in the air. Tierney challenges for that one. It's Doherty eventually hooks it clear over the halfway line. And Scott Brown will play it back to Scott Bain, and we'll have 2 added minutes at the end of this first half. And Scott Brown gathers the ball. And goes down. It's Dembele. It's a chance for Dembele, and Dembele scored!
Yeah!
Oh, Scott Brown set it up, and Moussa Dembele scores yet again in this fixture. And Candeias also gets a yellow card for the late challenge on Scott Brown, but Moussa Dembele, 30 seconds into added time, and Celtic at level again.
So 45 minutes plus 1. We're playing some actually good stuff for us, but we've managed to get ourselves back into the game. For us, we had a ball in the box, they've cleared it, it's came back out. I was last man, because we all know that I'm not really going to score that many goals higher up the park. I've played it back to Bainey, and we were controlling the game for large periods of time as well, and the ball goes back to Bainey. I've made an angle, the balls came back over to me, and I've looked up, seen Moose running in behind, and for me it's probably one of the best balls that I've probably ever played in my career. Clipped it right up and over. Musa's first touch off his body, then dinked the goalie. The biggest cheers the Rangers fans gave their team the whole game was when Candias smashed me when I played that ball through, and you can hear in the footage that as soon as I get tackled, they all start cheering, and within about 3 seconds they're all moaning at their own players and stuff like that. So that did put a smile on my face, and I think it's a very vital time to score as well, because the dynamics of the game going back in at half-time 2-2 is now sitting in our favour.
I watch that as the 45 minutes, and Celtic twice have come from behind. It has been a dramatic first half.
So for us walking in at half-time, as I say, game changes. We go in, we're flying high, we're back into the game, we've got that belief in ourselves. They've probably just been hit with a sucker blow, literally a minute before half-time, which for us is fully deserved, because I thought we played some great football that day. We deserved to be up. We were maybe just a little bit slack at the back at the time. Going into the dressing room, obviously manager and assistant managers go into the little room, sit, chat, but also I'm sure they're listening to us as well. And everything that we were saying was positive. Keep doing what we're doing, be calm with the ball, and continue creating chances. And the biggest thing for us, the manager walks back in, says similar things. There's a few tweaks of how we're going to play and the shape as well, so the manager changes that. And usually 9 times out of 10, Brendan does this incredible thing. He comes in, he chats to us, and we go back out, and it's nice and easy, but it is never that easy.
Trying to bring that one down, it's hooked into the middle of the park. Morelos gets his body in front of Scott Brown. He's been tracked back by the Celtic captain, slips. And a free kick. Celtic captain penalised there, but certainly looks as if Morelos had lost his footing in this surface.
For me, obviously there was a lot of talk about myself and Morelos as well, and I knew I could get into his head, and whether it was talk, whether it was a little tackle, a wee niggle here or there, and I got in his head quite a lot, and I knew he was going to bite most of the time. And small things, whether it was try to get some body contact, and as you can see with the foul, I've managed to push him, he slips, and he makes the most of any small situation. So I always managed to play on that, but also managed to make sure that I let the referee knew what he was doing as well.
Gets the ball back when Cham goes to block him, and he plays it into the channel again. He's looking for Morelos. And Jose Savanovic is red carded.
So just before the hour comes up, ball gets clipped up over the top. We're all in good shape. Structure of the team's fine. We're in control of the game as well. Tavernier clips it down the line, Morelos chasing the ball, and Jozo comes out of nowhere with a flying elbow. And at the time, I'm not going to lie, I thought Morelos just fell down to the floor and was chancing his luck. Looking back now, yeah, it is a straight red, and at the time you're feeling, right, we're down to 10 men, we're 2-2, we're away from home, they've got 40-odd thousand fans, we've got 8,000 fans. Their fans are going to get behind them. How can we silence them? How can we control the game still, but also how can we go in and win this game? So the manager ends up shouting me over as soon as Jozo gets sent off. He wants us to still keep the same back four, well, not the same back four, but the same formations, kind of 4-3-2. So we've worked a lot on it in training, going down to 10 men, being in these scenarios when you're still in the game, but you've got a lot to play for, and us knowing that we might not have as much of the ball as we would like to have had, but we've went into that kind of structurally solidness throughout it. So the back four was solid, we didn't really squeeze too high. The midfield three worked their socks off back and forward, but also the 2 centre forwards showed inside the park into the bodies instead of us usually letting it go out. So it was a little bit of change of tactics, change of style, but it was something that we had worked on in training that we knew that we can go and then put into a game scenario.
Another change for Celtic.
Fair enough, good change, good positive change, taking off a midfielder.
22 minutes plus added time. Doherty knocks it through to Morelos, and Tierney gets a foot in, spins up towards the halfway line. Scott Brown It's knocked inside, and suddenly Celtic on the attack over the halfway line. Dembele takes a touch, plays it to Odsonne Edouard, edge of the box. Celtic into the area, still Edouard, plays it low. Oh, what a goal! A super sub! Absolutely brilliant! Brendan Rodgers sprints down the touchline. What a wonder goal! And Celtic, the 10 men of Celtic, have taken the lead.
So 67 minutes into the game, manager decides to make a sub. He takes Jamesy off, that's got pace, that'll run in behind, that's got qualities 1v1 as well. And he brings Odsonne on, who in training we've seen some unbelievable stuff, but it is a little bit laid back, chilled out, relaxed, and I wasn't sure what Odsonne was going to turn up, to be perfectly honest. And for us, within 2 minutes, we had seen the Odsonne that turned up. He manages to get the ball, drive, drop a shoulder, come inside and bend one the far corner. And within 2 minutes of making a sub, there was nothing better for a manager, but also for the team as well, for us to have that togetherness. And whether you're on the bench or you're on that starting, we're all together. And the ones that come on are usually more important, and they can change the game.
Knocks it across. Windass leaves it for Tavernier. Back to Windass. It's a shot. And a wonder save from Scott Bain.
So 88 minutes gone in the game for somebody who wasn't due to start the game, Bainey. We had Doris DeFeus that was going to play. We walked through the shape and that before the game, and Doza was in goals. He went over his ankle somehow in the house or at the hotel, I can't remember what one it was, and Bainey ended up having to go in the morning of the game. So a huge responsibility on Bainey, but still at the time, good goalies step up with big saves. And for me, Windass goes down the line. They're always going to have chances playing against 11 men. We've got to have that little bit of luck as well. So Windass has went down the line, whipped the ball across. Bainey's made a first reaction save, put out. Morelos has fallen up 4 yards out for goal and literally hits the post, comes back into Bainey's arms. Bainey catches it, and you can see us all coming together, and there's missiles getting launched on that was probably better than Morelos was shooting at that time. And for us, it was that scene of us coming together to have that understanding that this is us, we're winning this game, we're going to hold out. And we knew, you can see on the lads' faces, that it was a little bit of relief as well, but at the same time, Bainey's got to make that first save and also have that reaction to turn around and actually collect the ball, because it could hit off him if he's not sharp as well.
Celtic, the champions. That's why we're champions. Odsonne Edouard with the goal that has won the game. Brendan Rodgers, 9 derby games, 9 games unbeaten, 9 points clear. It doesn't get much better than that.
So full-time whistle at Ibrox, we've won 10 men, 3-2. We start celebrating in front of our fans, and very, very quickly the rest of the stadium disappears. We know we're winning this league, and it's a fantastic feeling in front of our fans to celebrate at Ibrox as well, and them having that title party kind of atmosphere already going. But at the same time, you can see all the lads on the video as well, and I'm enjoying myself as well with my shades on. But it was fantastic feeling for us all coming together to have worked so hard over the season, but then for us to get that little bit of luck late on, but also having that understanding of how to go and win games when you're down to 10 men, and having that grit and determination as well. So for me, this is why this game is my greatest game. Us going 1-0 down, 2-1 down, and making a comeback to 3-2 with 10 men.
Not the best day weather-wise. It's miserable here in Glasgow. So Brendan Rodgers, Callum McGregor and the Celtic team will be looking to put a smile on the faces of all the fans who've come along in the wind and the rain to cheer on the Hoops. Back-to-back league defeats means 3 points are a must this afternoon. It's top against bottom as Livingston visit Celtic Park for the first of 3 crucial games in the next 7 days. Yeah, it's just under half an hour to kick off. Celtic Park will be packed to the rafters, as you would expect. Just a couple of days before Christmas, and we hope that the present is 3 points. Welcome along to Celtic TV's live coverage of this cinched Premiership match between Celtic and Livingston. Kick-off, as I said, just under half an hour away. I'm in the company of former Celtic striker Simon Donnelly. Simon, give you an easy question. What does Celtic have to do this afternoon?
Win. A performance would be nice as well. I think, obviously, a week can be long in football. I think the boys, after the disappointment of the result last week, would just be wanting to have went out on Sunday to try and rectify it. It's a big game. You know, there's 4 games coming up here. We can look at the table. The last 2 games in the league have been disappointing results, so it's all to play for. But today a win, but I fully expect a reaction from the disappointment of last week, and I think we'll get a performance too.
The manager's made a couple of changes to the side that lost here last weekend to Hearts, dropping down to the bench. Mikey Johnson and David Turnbull. In come Dyson Maeda to start, and Paulo Bernardo in the middle of the park. Apart from that, it's as you were. Your thoughts, Simon?
Yeah, I think it's good to see Dyson back. He obviously came on last week. I think the energy that he brings to the team, he takes the defenders into bits where they don't want to go. You know, he likes to run in behind. That can, you know, create space for others. The midfield, you know, Callum and Matt have had that jerseys nailed on really since Hatate was out injured, and it's been up to the other boys to come in and try and make a difference, and it's Bernardo's opportunity today. Unusual
to get to this stage of the season and Kyogo not be the top scorer in the league for Celtic. Matt O'Reilly on 9 goals has been banging them in. How much would a Kyogo goal this afternoon lift the fans?
Yeah, I think for him as well. I think for him, you know, strikers always live off goals. And, you know, from my vantage point on the gantry last week, his movement was good at times, maybe a wee bit frustrated that balls weren't coming. He had a great chance just after half-time, that indecision maybe whether to go with the head or the volley, but strikers live and breathe goals. So, yeah, it would be great to see him get back on the goal trail. As I say, with these 4 games coming up before the break.
Yeah, what a time to get back on the scoring sheet. 25th of October, last time we saw a league goal from Kyogo. That's the Livingston lineup. Simon, they're bottom of the league. We know pretty much what Livingston are going to do. They're going to try and make it difficult for Celtic with a low block, 10 men behind the ball, park the bus, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be no difference this afternoon.
No, I don't expect anything other than, you know, Livingston trying to frustrate Celtic. They're having a tough time themselves at the moment, and hopefully from our point of view, you know, Celtic will make it a difficult 90 minutes for them, but I fully expect them to sit in, try and stay compact. And again, we touch on it every week, Jerry. It's so important to start these games. I think the manager touched on it himself about starting games at the right intensity, right pace. And
they're a difficult team. Yeah, they're a difficult team to beat. We know that they're a strong team, and that was apparent when Celtic were last at Livingston. You know, fortunately we came away from this one relatively comfortably, getting the early penalty in this one. But we know that Livingston will try and use that strength, and they'll use set pieces to try and get a goal threat against a Celtic side which, to be honest, has shown a little bit of weakness at defending set pieces, but this was relatively comfortable.
This was. I can remember the last couple of times we've actually went through there. We've got good results on the plastic pitch as well. Today, obviously, the surface is perfect out there, but I think the start's key. You know, these teams take great heart. You know, the longer the game goes, I sensed it certainly last week in the gantry. The fans, the nervousness around it if we don't get a good start in the game. And obviously we were caught cold and went behind in the game against Hearts. So the start is really important. But I think the manager's stressed that himself, you know. So hopefully the boys come out the traps at 100 mile an hour and we can get that early goal.
Talking of 100, it's 100 games in the Hoops for the man his teammates call the Fridge. Mr. Reliable in the centre of defence. He's a man of very few words, but on the pitch, nothing gets past Cameron Carter-Vickers.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here, happy to be here.
Takes a deflection. Oh, it's a debut goal! He's taken it!
Riley to clip it in for Carter Vickers. It's Carter Vickers with a second for Celtic.
And it's Cameron Carter Vickers who has tucked it away.
Yeah, incredible. 100 appearances this afternoon for Cameron Carter Vickers. It reminds you as well just the number of important goals that he scored for the Hoops. He does his talking on the pitch, Simon, and one of the incredible stats from the Hearts' defeat last week was that he was playing, because I think before that you have to go back a couple of years to find a domestic league defeat where Cameron Carter Vickers has started. How good has he been, and how important will he be in this stage of the season?
He's been one of Celtic's best players since he came to the club. You know, he's a rock at the back there, so assured. His reading of the game, his physical presence, I never ever see him losing that one-to-one combat. So strong, composed on the ball as well when he comes out, and really built up a fantastic relationship with Starfelt last year. This year, it's been a little bit of change there. Himself, he's actually been out injured as well, so he's had to it's been a wee bit interrupted, but there is no doubt when he's in the Celtic back line, it's so much stronger.
They call him the fridge because he's got a bit of a low centre of gravity. You can see from his stats how important he's been for the team, but he's so strong that you can see from that montage there, it's so difficult to knock him off the ball. Perhaps not get the height that you might expect for a central defender, but what he doesn't have there, he makes up for, not just in his strength, but you mentioned as well about his distribution and his ball playing skills when he comes out of defence.
Yeah, he's so assured. I mean, defenders will argue with me that that's not the most important thing. You know, defending your goal as a defender is obviously imperative. He's very good at that as well. And as I say, I don't remember, if at all, you know, him losing a one-on-one combat. You know, he's so strong. His reading of the game as well, and partnered alongside, you know, Liam Scales this season. It's probably been the partnership that hopefully builds into something strong at the centre of the.
When you look back on all the successful Celtic teams of the past, there's always been that strong spine. You know, when you look back on guys like, you know, going back to Billy McNeil, you know, Paul Elliott, you know, Mick McCarthy, Virgil van Dijk, guys like this. Cameron Carter Vickers in that ilk?
I think so. I really do. I think his time at this club, considering I don't think he played a lot of senior football before he came here. You know, to come to a club the size of Celtic, obviously he came from Spurs, he came to here and to get himself into the team and be such an important member of the team so quickly and so consistent, it says a lot for him.
So well done. Congratulations to Cameron Carter Vickers. I'm sure he's not thinking about the fact that this is his 100th cap. He'll just be making sure to keep that door closed at the back for Celtic. All right, let's go down to the tunnel area where Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers is with John Ledwith.
Brendan, I'll start with the team news today. Paulo Bernardo comes into the middle of the pitch. What do you hope he's going to bring to today's performance?
Paulo's a very honest player who brings in energy and determination in the game. So he's obviously played and started in a lot of the bigger games for us. So, but he showed up very well in training, and he has that desire and mentality that we would want in the team.
Now, we know exactly what Dyson Maeda brings to the team, but do you hope that he can be the catalyst for that increased tempo that you've asked for in the last few days?
Yeah, but it can't just be him. That's his natural game. I think it's a team responsibility to have that conviction and that mentality right from the very first whistle. So hopefully we can see that today.
It's a big afternoon for Cameron Carter Vickers. This will be his 100th appearance. Is he the sort of profile of player and the sort of character that you want to see more of in the dressing room and on the pitch for Celtic?
Yeah, he's obviously had a very, very good career here at Celtic, and hopefully can stay for many more years. So, it's important for him. He's one of the real pillars of the group, and his mentality and desire hopefully can push the other players.
No, you wouldn't blame Livingston for perhaps sensing that there might be a vulnerability. How important are the first 5 minutes of this game in establishing just the way things are going to go today?
Yeah, well, it's very important. I think any good team starts fast and finishes strong, and that's what I've always said. So to this team, so we can't wait for any lull in the game. We have to look to impose our game right from the very first whistle and go and create the game rather than wait on it. So that's important. And even though it is difficult, I think we've seen it over many times when teams sit low and on the pitch, it's a real challenge. But you could still play with a tempo and a mentality to really want to hurt the opposition. So that's what we need to see today.
Good luck today, Brendan.
Thank you.
He skins Rubio, hits it right across the box, and last right across to John Hartson. What a super goal! Agat to Larson, wide of the 18-yard box. Good ball in by Guppy, and it's that man, John Hartson. It's far post to Guppy. Guppy right puts the ball across to Larson, and Larson, would you believe, has scored his second goal. Good play there by Lennon, finds Lambert in the 18-yard box, and it's a goal for Henrik Larsson. It's a hat-trick for Celtic.
All the world is watching here at Celtic Park to acclaim the Scottish champions for the second year in a row.
Great memories there. Oh, there is the big man. Well, after his antics midweek, Santa Claus is serving a one-match suspension here at Celtic Park. So the Grinch is here to make sure everything's kept in order. Let's hope it's not an afternoon that he would enjoy. Paradise Windfall this afternoon is a chance for you to win £10,000. You can get yourself a ticket via the Celtic Pools app. That will cost you £2. You have up until kick-off to get yourself into that. Please visit begambleaware.org. All right, let's head back down to the tunnel where John Ledwith is waiting to speak to Celtic's top league scorer of the season so far, Matt O'Reilly.
Matt, a simple first question. How important are the 3 points this afternoon?
Yeah, very important. We know we treat every game the same, respectfully. It's another chance to impose ourselves, impose our football in the game. A home game with the Green Brigade back as well, which is nice. So hopefully the stadium's in a good place in regards to the atmosphere, and looking forward to it.
The manager has spoken of the need for tempo. Has that played a big part in training this week?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's been the message the whole week: just aggression, intensity, with and without the ball. And if we bring that to the game, then like I'm sure we will, I think we'll be in a good place.
And he's also been full of praise for yourself and your contribution so far this season. 9 goals. Would it be a nice Christmas present for a perfect 10 before Santa arrives?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I'll try. We'll see what happens. No stress if I don't score, as long as we win. That's kind of the main message, and the rest takes care of itself.
Good luck today, Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's hope it gets on the score sheet this afternoon. Matt O'Reilly there speaking with John Ledwith. More build-up to Celtic v Livingston shortly. But you may have heard the news yesterday that Celtic FC's women's manager Fran Alonso has left the club to take up a head coach role in America with Houston Dash. We'll be talking to Celtic women's captain Kelly Clark in a bit. First, though, with the team on their winter break, a good chance to look back on what has been a free-scoring few months for the girls in green.
Pressure in the middle there as Amy Gallagher looks for Kit Lafersky. She takes it round the goalkeeper, and Kit Lafersky makes it 1-0 into the area. She's picked out Amy Gallagher, who has finished that wonderfully. The fantastic turn and hit there from Amy Gallagher.
to the feet of Gallagher. Oh, what a hit. 7 minutes gone. Amy Gallagher puts Celtic into the lead. Driving into the box, she keeps going. Flicked on, here's Kavanagh, and it's 2-0.
As the ball comes in, and Caitlin Hayes delivers, and Celtic are back in this one. Still with Menglu. She still has the ball. She's threaded the pass through. Partido equaliser. 2 each. And Paula Partido has her first goal for Celtic. Force that clear, but it's still with Celtic. Worked back out to Kitlerfersky, who sends it in. And Menglu is on hand to dispatch the header. And it's 3-2 to Celtic. Jenny Smith battling for the ball back. Smith from 40 yards. Oh my word, what a goal that is from Jenny Smith. Sensational goal. Still hunting for more goals here as Imani Addy breaks into the box. Amy Gallagher on for a hat-trick and gets the hat-trick. It's 13-0.
Down the left-hand side, it's Amy Gallagher. She's got Murphy Agnew with her. Cuts back to Agnew. Lovely finish on the left foot. And it's a magnificent 7 for Celtic. Always just some good entertainment if you go along to see the Celtic women's team, and I'm delighted to say Simon and I are joined by Celtic women's captain Kelly Clark. Kelly, I have to ask you first of all your reaction to the news that your manager Fran has left. What was your feeling, your emotions when you heard the news?
I was obviously gutted. You know, I love what we've built, the relationship with the fans and the memories that we've made. I think if I was to list all of my
well, there you are. That's
yeah,
almost where it all began with you and Fran, isn't it?
If I was to list all my top moments in my career, they've probably come in the last 4 years. You know, we've played Champions League, we've won in the Champions League, my first bit of silverware as a senior player, and you know, not even just that, I've had my first international camp, international cap, which is, you know, of almost testament to what Fran's been able to teach someone that's not very young at a later stage of their career. You know, I felt like every day was a learning day. No matter how old we are, we've got a few of us in the team that would class ourselves as fairly experienced, but he was always teaching us something new. And yeah, I'm disappointed, but it's an amazing opportunity for him. I think if anything, it shows what doing well at a club the size of Celtic can open a door to. You know, it's probably beyond his wildest dreams that's his next move, and one of, if not still the best leagues in the world. And you know, I'm delighted for him. I think it's amazing. And I think everybody can learn something from Fran about his level of passion, and you know how he's bought into the club and what the club's about, the support and the heart that it takes to do well at Celtic.
Yeah, he certainly fell in love with the club, and I know the supporters that he really took to Fran. We've sat in the studio with Fran as well. Simon will attest to the fact that he's a very bubbly character, very effervescent, wears his heart on his sleeve. Now that he's no longer your boss, what was he like to work with? Did that infectious enthusiasm always come across, and was it always what you wanted to hear?
Yeah. Yeah, he is so full of energy, and when he's not full of energy, you really know that someone's annoyed him, and just avoid. He doesn't want to talk to you that day. He'll cut about with his hood up in the pouring rain, absolutely raging, one at the weather and two that somebody's annoyed him. But 90% of the time, he was that full of energy guy. And you know, he's the same at the side of the pitch. He's the same in the dressing room. When you need picked up, Fran picks you up. You know, there was no way. We were going out on the pitch lacking energy after a half time with Fran where the first half wasn't good enough.
Well, he's got you in a good place so far this season. Top scorers in the league, with the best goal difference as well. Just 3 points off the top. We've picked out a couple of players, a couple of your teammates who have been crucial to this. Amy Gallagher, been with Celtic the last couple of seasons, of course, with Celtic supporting family, going away back to her great-grandfather, the great Patsy Gallagher. She stepped up with 17 goals so far. Is she key to a lot of the forward play at the club just now?
She is, and I think first and foremost about Amy, I've got to mention that she's probably the best teammate you could ask for. She comes to work every day, does her job with a smile on her face and goes home. There's no drama, there's no moaning with Amy. She turns up, does what she loves and goes away, and just goes about her business quietly. You know, for the past couple of years we've lost strikers, we've lost goal scoring threats. You know, we lost Charlie Wellens, who's going to replace her. Clarissa stepped up. We lost Clarissa, who's going to replace her. Tash Flint came in. We didn't keep Tash Flint on. Oh, what's going to happen now? Amy Gallagher stepped up this year. And you know, there are very few people that will have a bad word to say about Amy. She scored important goals for us. She creates goals. She's unselfish in her play. And you know what, for a striker, the amount of defensive work that she does probably goes unnoticed. You know, her press is probably the main thing that she's improved on this season. And if it was Franz sitting here, he would tell you that, because he absolutely loves it. The work that she does to close the opposition defenders down is unbelievable, and every week she's one of the best with stats. You know, she really does put in a shift for the team.
And when you get that turnover of players, as you tend to do a lot more in the women's game, you do need experience, you do need reliability. Yourself being there for so many years. Chloe Craig, your great friend, of course, is a player who's really shone this season, not only in her defensive work. She stepped up with 10 goals so far, you know, a few of them from the penalty spot. But again, how key is she, and how important is someone like Chloe when you've got a lot of new players coming in?
Look, Craigie's one of the best again. She is misreliable. The word that you use sums it up perfectly. You know, she is a defender, but she's a player who, when the going gets tough, she's got it in her to change it. You know, a little dribble up the park against Glasgow City to create the goal that we scored, the penalty that we won. She's really Celtic through and through, and that's how she plays. It's how she trains. Having people like her here and been here for years to help with the signings, to let them know what it means to play for Celtic, to support Celtic, what the fans expect, what the history is. You know, Craigie's all of that.
So the next phase in the development of the Celtic women's team continues without Fran, but we know that the Celtic team will go from strength to strength, and crucial to that is the new facilities at Barrowfield. We know the ground's been broken, the work has begun. How excited are you about that?
You know, I think the day that we first saw the hard hats and the high vises, I turned up in a bad mood. And the coaches were buzzing to point out to me that there was somebody there with a hard hat on and a high vis, and the ball's rolling and the land's been flattened and there's diggers and things are being done. You know, I've been here for almost 11 years and Barrowfield's looked the same for 11 years. You know, the surfaces are probably miles better than they were back then, but to see the work begin is so exciting. You know, I think the facility will make a massive difference for us, and for all the academy. You know, not just for us and for the boys under 18s, but for the entire academy, because having a facility like that, you know, it shows how much you value your academy, and you know, players coming through is just as important as the players that we sign. So I really can't wait. I can't wait to watch it pop up and to be there to see all the development.
Absolutely. Well, we can't wait to see what the second half of the season has in store. We'll all miss Fran here, and we wish him all the best, as we do for you, Kelly, and your team. Thanks very much for joining us. The sounds of You'll Never Walk Alone have begun out in paradise, so let's experience them for ourselves. The scene is set, the sun is setting. Unfortunately, the weather isn't improving much. I hope the supporters inside the stadium are all wrapped up, because it is gusty winds around Glasgow and no shot of rain either. The players, though, need to put that behind them. It's a difficult one this time, 2 days before Christmas. I mean, without putting any pressure on them, but you know, you've got the opportunity to put a smile on your fans' faces for Christmas.
Yeah, but that's their job. You know, the boys will be focused. They're professional footballers. They know they need to. They'll want to put it right from last week themselves. As I said, this week, speaking from experience, when you're on the back of a result like that last week, you just want to go out the next day and try and sort it. So they've had to wait a week. It's another opportunity, but we have to start the game well. Livingston will expect Celtic to start this game like a whirlwind, so let's not disappoint them. Let's go out and try and get the early goal. And yeah,
it's always the way, isn't it? You want the team to do something, the team want to do something to get the fans behind, and then it's that snowball effect, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the Green Brigade are back in behind us here today. You want it's always on the players to try and do something to get the fans to react as well. You know, it's a bit of a marriage, so they have to go out there and start really quickly, and these fans, like they always do, will get behind them.
2 points clear, a chance to go 5 points clear, albeit having played a couple of games more this afternoon. But that's the job for Callum McGregor and his team as they are getting ready to come out onto the Celtic Park surface, which is holding up very, very well under these very inclement conditions. Of course, Livingston the visitors this afternoon. Then Celtic head to Dundee for a game at Dens Park on the 26th of December on St Stephen's Day. And then, of course, Rangers come here next Saturday on the 30th of December for the Glasgow derby. A trip to St Mirren before the winter break, but it's all about this 3 points first. Let's go to your commentary team. High up in the Celtic Park, Gantry, Paul Currie and Peter Grant.
The last game before Christmas, Celtic looking to deliver 3 points this afternoon. Celtic top of the table, Livingston bottom of the table, and so on paper it should be a good, comfortable 3 points. But Celtic, after back-to-back league defeats, will be looking to bounce back this afternoon. Callum McGregor captaining the side this afternoon. 2 changes, Paulo Bernardo in midfield. Izamida makes his first start since early November, and there is a 100th appearance for Celtic for Cameron Carter-Vickers in the heart of the Celtic defence alongside Liam Scales. So an impressive milestone for the American internationalist, and are we hoping to mark the occasion with 3 points this afternoon. David Martindale's side played in midweek away to Aberdeen at Pittodrie. They lost that game 2-1, and there's 4 changes in the Livingston side this afternoon, including goalkeeper Jack Hamilton, who replaces Shamal George, Tom Parks, Bruce Anderson and Louis de Lucas also in the team for Livingston this afternoon, all in black. Celtic in the green and white hoops. As Jerry was saying, 4 games between now and the winter shutdown. Dens Park on Boxing Day, the derby game here on the 30th, and then St Mirren Park on the 2nd of January, the first game of 2024. But this afternoon, Celtic will be hoping to deliver an early Christmas present to the Celtic support in the shape of 3 points. Referee this afternoon, Matthew McDermott. Alan Muir is the VAR referee, as the Celtic players in the huddle. And Brendan Rodgers, he spoke last week about the need to start the game at a high tempo, and I'm sure that's what he'll be looking for his team this afternoon. It will be the visitors to get the game underway here at Celtic Park. They have an unenviable record at Celtic Park. 17 league meetings between the sides. They've lost 14, they've drawn 3, so Celtic will be keen to keep that particular record going this afternoon. Dyson Maida takes up his place on the wide right. Luis Palma wide on the left, and Kyogo through the middle. The referee just waiting for the nod from the sidelines.